Prince Siddhartha, no one knows what he looked like. In fact, there were no depictions of the Lord Buddha till much later, were there?
All that we know of him, of his personal appearance from the Buddhist scriptures, suggests that he was tall, well-built, healthy, and had deep blue eyes.
Really?
Nila, yes.
Deep blue eyes?
Deep blue eyes.
But the face of the Buddha, as we know it, as it is, as it were, the core of your religion, is not a likeness, it's not a photographic or pictorial representation of Prince Siddhartha in any sense.
There's no Turin shroud in Buddhism.
Exactly. Well, the Turin shroud is another matter.
Yes, exactly. It is under investigation at this very moment, isn't it?
It's not a portrait.
Yes, right.
I often wonder whether it wasn't a miracle laid down for the present time, because it could not have been decoded until the camera. It's a very strange thing, the Turin shroud.
It's a very strange face, a very strange expression.
Very strange.
Yes.
Very impressive, you must admit.
Yes, impressive, yes. I looking at it, or looking at reproductions of it, I can't help wondering, just looking at the face and the expression, whether I would really have liked to meet that man.
Which of us would? To confront.
Yes, it seems to be a little sinister.
But you surely don't deny that the Lord Jesus was an avatar?
Yes and no, because avatar, strictly speaking, is not a Buddhist term. It's a term from the Hindu tradition.
Well, I am a Hindu.
Yes.
Yes.
There is quite a discussion about among Buddhists in modern times as to exactly where we're going to put Jesus, whether he is a bodhisattva or what he is.
He is of that order. You couldn't surely deny that.
I think I personally experienced some difficulty in being certain whether he was a historical character. I'm not sure whether this is heretical, but I've read a fair amount of literature, beginning with Schweitzer, on this question of, the historical Jesus.
Well, does it matter?
Well, if one is thinking in terms of whether he was a living bodhisattva, the historicity matters.
Yes.
If one thinks just as an archetype, it doesn't matter. I can believe in or accept the Christ archetype, but whether there was a historical Jesus who embodied that at that time, this I can't really be sure about.
And what about the historical Buddha?
I'm reasonably certain about that.
And does it matter to you?
It does matter to some extent, yes, to a great extent, because Buddhists have always seen the Buddha as an enlightened human being. And the fact that there was in the past someone, not just one person, but a number of people who lived historically and who did achieve higher levels of consciousness, even enlightenment itself, is important to us, because what they have achieved, we too, if we make the necessary effort, can likewise achieve. So from that point of view, historicity is important. But it doesn't have to be that particular Buddha. If it was Milarepa, it would be the same. Or if it was Padmasambhava, or if it was one's own master, or a recent Zen teacher, a Roshi, the principle would be the same. There is a precedent for the attainment of enlightenment by human beings. And that gives us tremendous hope and encouragement.
And what about the reality of divine incarnation, which is the central point of Christianity, that he was made man? And that, you may say, has happened in the Lord Krishna, who also speaks much as Jesus does.
I think we have to distinguish between the Hindu conception of avatara, which literally means descent, and the Orthodox Christian conception of incarnation. To me, incarnation is suggestive of a sort of duality between the flesh and the spirit, with the spirit descending into the flesh. We don't quite have that sort of duality in Buddhism.
In fact, it's the duality of Christianity that you find impossible.
Duality regarded as ultimate.
Yes.
Yeah. But certainly for all practical purposes there is a duality for the time being, provisionally, inasmuch as we are at present in, so to speak, an unenlightened or less enlightened state, and we're trying to achieve a higher state of more complete enlightenment. There is duality in that sense. But according to perhaps the highest Buddhist teaching, when we do achieve that higher or that highest level, if there is in fact literally a highest level, we see through all dualities whatsoever, including that between the enlightened and the unenlightened, or if you like, between the Buddhist and the non-Buddhist.